Hello, welcome back to another video of the aftermath. I have not got a hat on, so you're about to see my messy hair. But yeah, doing the aftermath of West Ham United 0, Fulham 2. Now, if you haven't seen my match reaction yesterday, go check that out. It's about 20 minutes long. But yeah, same shit every week. Make sure to like the video and subscribe. We're literally this close to 250, like this close to 250. Then we're going to try and get 500 before the end of the year. Also, for streaming, I've got a new microphone. Well, a microphone. I haven't had a microphone. So yeah, you'll be able to hear me better on streams now. And on Wednesday, watch along for the second leg of Arsenal, Bayern, Real Madrid, Man City. Let's just get into this, man. I was going to do a thing in the aftermath where I do player ratings as well, because a lot of YouTube channels do player ratings. So I thought, how can I incorporate that on my channel? But everyone could get a fucking 0. Everyone could get a 0. The manager could get a 0. Other players could get a 0. Everyone, apart from Earthy and Ings, and by the way, good to see that George Earthy is out of hospital now. Everyone could get a 0. And it's deserved. We approach what we do is we approach games the same. So I'm trying to word it different, because I complain about the same things week in, week out, because I'm seeing the same things week in, week out on the pitch. And against Fulham, it was no different. Against Fulham, it was no different at all. It was pretty much the same game. It was like Wolves, but worse. And Palace is going to be horrible. Against Crystal Palace, where you never know what happens to the Palace-West Ham game. We could have beat them when they had Roy Hodgson in charge, because we gave them the ball. Mavropanos made a mistake, and then we had no plan B to go and attack and kill the game off. So then we're going away to Selhurst Park, a place we don't really win that often. They've got a new manager. They've just won at Anfield. Eze and Elise are back. Of course they are. Of course they're back. You never know. Elise might not last the 90 minutes. Unfortunately, he is very injury prone. But we'll talk about that later on this week. I'm just tired, guys. We could lose. Or, like, we're not going to, but we could lose every game from now to the end of the season, and people will still be like, oh, but Moyes won you a trophy. I remember when it was around the losing to Arsenal time of the year. I think it was lower. I think it was 10th. And it was we were slipping down every position. Oh, but it's okay, he's got you 8th. You're 8th right now. And then we got 9th. Oh, it's okay, you're 9th right now. And then we were 10th. And then people like Alan Shearer and Gary Lineker were like, oh, well, where West Ham like 10th or 8th? Oh, you don't really expect them to finish any higher. Okay, I might as well just not care about the games then. I might as well just not give a shit. Might as well just not give a shit. Might as well just not get angry at anything. It's ridiculous. Might as well just leave it. Leave it. Don't get up for matches then. Because if you can't strive for anything higher in football, or you can't worry about things happening lower, like you're gonna get caught up or whatever, then there's no point watching the game. There's no point getting up for the game. And in this game, I didn't think we were going to win. But I was like, okay, draw. Maybe we might, turn up. In my head, it's always like, oh, we might turn up. We played like we've got nothing to play for. That's what we played like. Yes, we played like we're tired as well. But listen, that is a mismanagement of the squad by the manager. The manager's completely messed up, of course, with the squad. But we're playing like there's nothing to play for. We're not putting anything on the game. And just because Jared Bowen is absent doesn't mean the whole squad should be in disarray because of that. That was tiring to watch. I just wanted the game to end. Obviously, there was 11 minutes added time because of the injury to George Earthy. And as soon as the 11th minute, I was like, please just end it. Because I stayed till the last minute of every game. I've only ever left the game early once. And that's because I was ill. I was like not feeling well anyway. And I went to the game and we got battered. That was an FA Cup game against Man City a few years ago. Like 2016 or whatever. Or 2017 roughly. But I stayed till the last minute all the time. And listen, I wish I didn't. But I just can't. Part of me just doesn't. You know. I might as well just stay. I'm not exactly gonna get home any earlier. It's a walk to the station in Stratford. There's a busy fucking train, busy station. I'm not gonna get home any earlier, so might as well just stay, make a day of it, and I just wanted the game to end. I don't get up for games anymore. I don't even get nervous for games. The only time I get nervous for games if we're facing Tottenham, Arsenal, or Chelsea, where these are teams I dislike. So I get up for that, and I get really aggravated when we don't turn up. We're really aggravated when the performances aren't good enough. That is when I get up for it. During these games, I'm not getting up for it anymore. And I don't see why I should, because none of these players are showing me anything. The manager isn't doing anything. So why am I getting up for it? Why? Do you know what it is? It's not Moyes' fault, it's the fans. Of course, that silly me. It's the fans' fault. It's not Moyes' fault. It's the fact that it was sunny, so obviously it was like the sun was like shining in people's eyes and stuff. It's not Moyes' fault, it's the ball boys, because, you know, like, they weren't throwing it quick enough, or whatever. It's not Moyes' fault. It's the pitch. Obviously, the pitch isn't good enough. It's not Moyes' fault. It's the fact that we don't have a squad of 16 players, even though that was Moyes' choice for approving the sale of Fornals and Benrahma and not replacing them. It's not Moyes' fault. It's the stadium, because the stadium is just there and it's like in the way. You know, the stadium is kind of like not doing anything. It's not Moyes' fault. There's not enough wind for the ball to like go in when we're shooting. It's not Moyes' fault. The reason why we're sitting back is because the wind is actually going the other direction, so it's pushing us back, so we can't press anyway. I might as well just start chatting shit and just being sarcastic, because a lot of people will defend this manager no matter what he does. And the worst thing to happen, I had predicted this from when we won the Conference League, from when after you won the Conference League, was for him to stay, because every time that we criticise this manager, it's, but he won the cup. Did you see the league form last season? We won 3 games in the league this season. And TikTok commenters are commenting, oh, your best manager this, best manager that. Yeah, did you see the other managers? It's not hard to be the best manager in how long? Well, in front of Bilic and Pellegrini. It's not hard, is it? Before Allardyce, it was Avram Grant. Before Avram Grant, it was Zola. It's not hard to be the best West Ham manager in about 20 years. Our last good manager was what, like John Lyall or Ron Greenwood? That was like 40, 50 fucking years ago. Well, people like Rhoda and Redknapp. You see, if this was a Newcastle fan or an Aston Villa fan, do you think people would be saying, but Emery got you Europe last season? Or, but Eddie Howe got you Champions League last season? Because I'm not really seeing that when Newcastle fans are complaining about Eddie Howe. And I like Eddie Howe. And they've had an injury crisis galore. But there's criticisms, you can still criticise Eddie Howe. You can still criticise Eddie Howe. Newcastle fans can think, if we want to be in Europe every season, maybe Eddie Howe's not the right guy. If that's their opinion, that's their fucking opinion. It can't be like, oh, sentiment. If I see Alan Shearer complain about Eddie Howe, which he won't because pundits don't complain about managers, then he is a massive hypocrite. And we'll see the same radio station talk about West Ham fans this, West Ham fans that. Jamie O'Hara, by the way, the man who is going on a reality TV show trying to pick up LA girls. Listen, Jamie O'Hara, I saw the headline about you telling West Ham fans to apologise to David Moyes after we beat fucking Freiburg, who are the most useless team in Europe. You're now criticising Ange. Ange is doing your head in. Trust the process. We're in April. He joined nearly a year ago. Trust the process. Okay? Big Ange. The man that's going to break your trophy drought, yeah? Trust the process. It's now pouring down with rain, windy everywhere, and my window is currently getting attacked by the rain and getting rushed. But listen, it's the same thing week in, week out. What are the players doing for the goals? Mavropanos was playing with an injury because you were going to play Zuma on Thursday. Ogbona's right there. Just play him for one game. Ogbonna would have done a better job than both of those centre-backs yesterday. And he's 45. Allegedly. The same thing would have happened with Fornals and Benrahma here and all these players. By the way, Big Ben Johnson. What? Second goal? Anyone want to say anything? New contract. He didn't do anything yesterday either. Ben Johnson doesn't deserve a new contract. Just because he comes on and runs to the corner flag and then can't cross a ball, just because he's slightly faster than Sufal, does not mean he deserves a new contract. He hasn't done anything. As a modern day right back, you've got to be somewhat competent defensively. And you've got to be able to cross a fucking ball. Sufal can cross a ball. But he's slow, can't defend, can't pass 5 yards. Long ball merchant, which is probably an instruction, to be fair. I do realise, obviously, that Bowen and Antonio are also calling for longer balls. Pause. I get that. But you are your own player. Make a fucking decision. I've been complaining about this for the past 2 seasons. I wouldn't be surprised if Fulham finish above us, but then again, I also think we'll finish above Chelsea, because Chelsea are shit. They don't lose many games, but they draw a lot of games. If we finish below Chelsea, a Chelsea side that have been borderline embarrassing, that is also embarrassing for us. Some people could be like, but you're West Ham and they're Chelsea. Do you think I'm meant to just keep the same low standards of the club that has failed for the past few years before David Moyes? David Moyes has brought us to this standard, but he can't carry it on. It's as simple as that. Finished. Finish the argument. I'm not going to argue with people that don't watch us. I'm not. That's why I don't respond to these weird TikTok comments that don't watch football. I've got Jose Mourinho profile pictures. Just being weird. Anyway, make sure to like the video. Make sure to subscribe. I'm not going to do a preview for the Leverkusen second leg because there's no point. I'm going to do a watch along for the Champions League games on Wednesday. And I'll have a Palace preview on Friday. And I'll have the Leverkusen match reaction on Thursday. So there will be no video tomorrow. But Wednesday, Thursday, Friday there'll be videos. Saturday I'm working, there won't be a video. And Sunday I'm working, there will only be a Palace match reaction. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Social medias are in the description if you want to follow me. And the email for the inquiries, get me to 250 then 500 subscribers. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.